Hello, it's your sister and friend again. It's Friday, and I know it's the end of week for some people, and it's the beginning of the week for others. But whatever case it may be, I just want to say happy weekend. Happy weekend. I hope you're having a good plan for the weekend. Today's video is to it's intended for you to put on your thinking cap, your thinking hat, to start thinking about how you can add meaning into your life while you are still alive. Today's video, again, is intended for you to put on your thinking hat and start thinking how you can add meaning into your life while you're still alive, while you still have the opportunity. Yes. You know, I've always said it. I always mention it in my videos. I always mention it in my stories. I always say a successful life, it's not all about the number of degrees you have. It's not the amount of education you have. It's not the number of cars. It's not the number of mansions that you have that determines if you have a successful life or not. I always say it is good. Don't get me wrong. It is always good. It's always good to have education. It's always good to push for education because knowledge is power. That's for sure. But one critical thing that I want you to know is that what is very crucial and most important is how you impact the people around you. What kind of impact you have in the people around you, in your society, everything around you. What kind of lesson, what kind of insurance, what do you do to the environment, to the people around you? The kind of impact that you have is what I personally consider a successful life. Again, do not get me wrong. It's good to have education. It's good to have whatever you want in life. It's fine. It's good. But one thing is clear that I know. What is most crucial and important is the impact that you have. The lives that you touch. The life that you touch in a positive way. The lives that you turn around from negative to positive, that's what matters. And this actually brings me to the most important part of this video that I'm doing right now. You know, since the death of Kobe Bryant, the sudden death of Kobe Bryant, you know, and the rest of the rest of the family members that were involved in the crash, I've been thinking, I've been observing. I mean, actually, it's made me to think and think even deeper. It's brought me way back. I've thought about so many things. I've thought about so many people who are no longer alive. And I just have more reasons, more evidence, more facts to bring to you that it's not all about education. Since the death of this man, I mean, may all their souls rest in peace. Since the death of Kobe Bryant, all I have heard, all I have read, all I have observed is positive things that he did, positive things that he said. You know, I've heard so many positive things about him, his achievements, his foundations, his, I mean, how do I don't even, I'm not a sport fan. I never followed, sport people, but I always paid attention to individuals for the type of lives that they live. And he was just one of those people. And his death just made me to know more about the things that he did. So many good things, so many positive things. I just learned about the other day, he had a family foundation that was for, helping young children and the families, helping, doing positive things. I've heard about all those things. And let me tell you, not even one time, not even one time did I hear anyone mention about the education or what kind of degrees that he had, not what kind of, what level of education he attended. Not that it's not important, not that he did not go to school, not that he couldn't have afforded to go to the highest of education, level of education that he would have, obviously wanted. It's not that. It's just the fact that the impact, what you do, your actions, what you do to the people is what stays with the people. It's what has that effect on people. Kobe is no more today. May his soul rest in perfect peace. He is no more. But the legacy that he left behind, the landmarks that he left behind, all the things that he left behind, the lives that he touched will always stay in the hearts of those people. And they will carry forth with that. They will carry on with that. He's dead, he's no more, but his legacy stays. And this actually made me thinking, I don't know, about Mark Fouet Vivian, for those who do not know him. He was a Cameroonian footballer who died in the field while playing. I don't remember. It was one of those competitions that they, used to go on. He died just like that. And I also look at the things. I mean, that was another sudden death. He was another young guy. He had so much future, so much to do, but he died. Because no one knows tomorrow. No one knows the next minute. No one knows what's about to happen, even the next second. And that's why we always have to think. Whatever actions, whatever thing we're doing, whatever words we're uttering out of our mouth, we always have to think, what impact will this have on who, on where, on what, on where, and all those questions we always have to ask. And back to this guy, Mag Vivien Foe, that was his name. His death was like a blow, that was like a slap to the nation of Cameroon. I remember there was like it was like a dead zone. He was he was a good man. He was a footballer. He knew how to play his game and everything, but he just died. But before this guy died, he did so many good things as well. He did so many good things for the kids, for the young generation, which I believe they're still benefiting from that. He left a landmark. So today we still celebrate Marc Vivien Foe. We still talk about it. There's nothing that the nation of Cameroon would do, and without, in regards to sports and things like that, without acknowledging him. And that goes to many other icons that we've had. Back to Marc Vivien Foe. I don't know what level of education he attended. I don't know what school he attended. I'm sure so many of you don't. Does it mean it's not doesn't mean it doesn't matter or it's not important? No. It is. But how many people go back to check? Like, how many people would rather go and see what level of education did this person have? Maybe that's why he's doing the things that he's doing. People don't really pay attention to that. People really do not pay attention to that. Maybe circumstances will make people to go look deep and see more and to know more about this person. But those circumstances, a lot of times, it's your actions. It's what you do for people, the things that you do for people. Somebody might just want to know more about you. But you could have, on the other hand, you could have all the education that you want. You can achieve all the degrees, all the, whatever PhDs that you want, and still not touching lives and still not impacting lives. No one would know you. Of course, you would have a job. You would make money. And that will be it. The golden question today in this video is, what is it that you're doing or that you will do after watching this video, or you would start doing after watching this video, that would impact a life in a positive way? That is a golden question. We always talk about Nelson Mandela. We talk about so many icons, what they did, the sacrifices that they made, to put their people where they are today. We don't talk about their educations. We don't know much about their educations. Again, doesn't mean education is not important. No, that's not my point. My point is, what are you doing, or what would you do to impact someone's life, to impact a soul in a positive way? I want you to think. I want you to think, because education is something that anyone can have. You pay for education. You achieve the level of education that you want. Education is out there for everyone, but there's something that you have. There's something that you were born with, that you were born with for a reason, for a particular reason, for a particular purpose. And that's what you need to understand about yourself. That's why you have to understand who you are, because we talk about all those icons. We talk about, I just mentioned Kobe Bryant. I just mentioned Mark Vivian Foy. I just mentioned Nelson Mandela. And there's a lot of them out there. They used the gift that they had. They were not born with those. They were not born with golden spoons in their mouth. They were born just like you and myself. But they identified what they had. They identified that gift that they had, and they put it to action and impacted the world. And impacted the world. I want you to know that you are no different. You are no different from those people. I want you to know that you have what it takes to change the lives of people around you. It's not all about money. I know some people always say, I want to do this, but I don't have the means. I really like to do this, but I don't have the means. It's not, when you talk about the means, what kind of means are you talking about? Could be anything. It must not be pinned down to money as a means to impact a life in a positive way. I want you to put on your hat, your thinking hat, and start to think. Because time waits for no one. Time waits for nobody. No, time is not guaranteed. I was talking to one of my coworkers the other day, and she said, her goal, her dream, or whatsoever she mentioned it, is that she would like to sing with Jennifer Lopez, before, I don't want to say the next thing, but that's her dream. And but one thing, the things that are stopping her from achieving that dream. And it wasn't about It wasn't about the dream. It wasn't about that. She mentioned something about the fact that, you know, she wants to sound, she wants her voice to sound like this person. She wants her voice to sound like this person. And I'm just mentioning this because it's one of those things that's also holding us back from putting out there, for using the things that we have, the knowledge, the skills, you know, that we have to impact lives. I want you to understand that there's no other you, there's no other you. Whatever you have, all the gifts that you have are for you, are uniquely for you to use in a specific way. You can't try to sound like somebody. You can't try to be like somebody. That person is that person. That person can only be them. You can never be them. That person believed in themselves and used the voice that they were born with and nurtured the voice and became who they are and where they are. The voice that you have, the voice that you have, the way that you look, that you think that you don't like the way you look, the way you walk, that you feel like you don't like the way you walk, those things are given to you for a particular reason. And the earlier that you understand that those things are for you to nurture and use them to do the things that you were born to do, the better for you. And it would never be the other way around. So don't be wasting your time trying to say you want to be like somebody. You understand what I'm saying? If these people that I've just mentioned had been trying all their lives to try to be, you can never be somebody. That's the fact. You can look up to somebody. You can admire somebody. You can admire someone, the way they work, the way they do things. Somebody can be your mentor and all that. But just so you know, you would never, ever, ever be that person. You can try as much as you can to be as close as you can. But when you're doing that, you are losing your identity. You are losing you. You are losing who you are. You are losing out of this earth, or out of this life, and you will eventually disappear. You trying to sing like Jello, whenever you try to sing like Jello, what you are doing, and this is what I said to her, what you are doing, you are putting, the moment you try to sound like her, people are thinking more of Jello. People will say, oh, she sounds like Jello. She sounds like Jello, but Jello is the one that's being called out, not you. And that's something that we have to understand. When you try to be like somebody, when you try to be somebody, what you are doing that you don't know, you are helping to promote that person, which is not a bad thing to promote someone, but the intention, it's not. Your intention is giving you an opposite result, which you don't even notice. When you try to be like somebody, you making that person to be more prominent, and people will talk more about that person, because what you are doing, you're copying that person. And how are you gonna impact a life when you try to live the life of another person? Oh yes, what are you thinking? I need you to think. I need you to think. I really want you to understand that while you're getting your education, while you're doing all those things that you're doing, remember, that's another piece of it. Don't just exist in this life. Live the life that you were brought into this world to live. Do the things that you were called to do. And you will be able to impact people's lives. Yeah, I think that's all I really have to share with you this morning. I don't know what time it is for you right now, but I do hope that this video you know, actually make you think and look at life in a different way. Because life is too short. Life is too short. Life, there's no guarantee in life. Don't sit there and say, oh, tomorrow I will try to do this, or tomorrow I'll do this. No, do it while you can. Do it while you can. We've seen we have a lot of evidences around us. Things happen every single day. There's no guarantee. I decided to do this video. It wasn't part of my plan for today, but I felt the need to do it. And I'm happy that I did it. I'm happy that I put out this message. I'm happy that I share with you what I've been thinking, and so I can have a peaceful conscience. Thank you once again. I appreciate your time. I appreciate everything that you have been doing. Please do not forget, share this video as usual. Share this video to your loved ones. Share this video to those who you think might need it or will need it. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow. Just share the video. It could change a life. It could impact a life. And I hope I did impact you. I hope I did something. I said something that would touch your mind, that would touch your heart today. Your feedbacks and comments, I appreciate it. Thank you once again, and have a fabulous, fabulous, fabulous weekend. Bye-bye. See you next time.